What's going on? This is No Bad Days. I'm Ryan, and today I want to talk to you about mental health. This week was a big week with the Bell Let's Talk awareness campaign. That campaign's revolved around getting the open discussion about mental health and to try to shed some of the stigma that comes along with it. I'm a big mental health advocate. When I was growing up, we were always told by society not to feel, tough it out, walk it off, man up, things like that. So I didn't ever really understand how to express my feelings, and I really lived in fear ever to discuss them. I didn't want anybody to think I was weak. So that's what I want to talk about today. First, I want to talk about how I came to understand my feelings, and then I want to talk about maybe some ways to have conversations with people we care about. More importantly, how do we connect with those people that we care about? So we'll jump right in. Mental health's a tricky one, but today I want to talk about a couple things in particular, mainly feelings and staying connected. I feel this is one of the most important things when it comes to mental health. So staying connected means checking in on one another, check in on those people you care about, see how they're doing, but also don't forget to let them know how you're doing. It's a two-way street. And that old thing of saying I don't have time or, I forgot about it, that doesn't fly anymore. The way social media works and everything like that today, there's lots of simple ways to let people know you're thinking about them. Whether it's as simple as liking a photo, leaving a comment, shooting them a message, just a reminder that you're around and that you're thinking about them. My group of friends is big and kind of all over the place, but we still stay connected. Yeah, we don't chat on the phone as much as we used to, but we do those simple things, whether it's shooting a funny meme or just, a quick message here and there. It's an important reminder that we're still out there, we got each other's backs, and we're not in this alone. I was lucky that I had an opportunity when I went to treatment to start to examine my feelings. Something I had never dealt with or never had an opportunity to really look at because I'd always masked them with substances. So I'd never really understood my feelings or what it really meant to feel. So on my first day of treatment, a counselor said to me, and this was a tool that I continue to use to this day, said to me, Ryan, I want you to check in on a scale of 1 to 10 how you're feeling today. I said, I'm a 7 out of 10. I said, 7 out of 10, that's high. Why do you feel that way? What's going on that's making you feel that way? And as I sat there with that question, kind of stewed on it for a second, I was like, this is my first day in rehab. I have 30 more to go at that time, which turned into 45. And my life's in shambles. I am not a 7 out of 10. I'm probably a 2 out of 10. And when I blurted that out, that was probably the first time I'd been honest about my feelings in a very long time, and it felt good. It was kind of a bummer to realize I felt that way, but it felt good to be honest about my feelings and to put it out into the universe. And then once it was out there, it was out there. What that gave me the ability to do, and as I worked on things, was better to address my feelings, to recognize them, to see where I was at. So I still do that to this day. I check in on a scale of 1 to 10. I use my journal to put down those feelings on paper, put them out there, get them out of my head. I've said this many times before. All my suffering is in my head. So I need to get that out there. I don't have any more room for storage. So a great little tool, checking in, scale of 1 to 10, put it down on paper, and making sure I do that every day. It's important for me to be able to maintain my sobriety and things like that, and to be the person that I want to be. I need to know where I'm at. I need to know if I'm sad. I need to know if I'm angry and know all that. So really important, check in. And again, to be substance free, to know how I feel, to not have a mask over it. So to learning how to recognize my feelings gave me the opportunity to then embrace my feelings. And this has taken me, time to grasp this, but to understand my feelings and allow myself to feel them. So when I'm sad, I can feel sad. When I'm angry, I can feel angry, and so on. And when I'm happy, I can embrace that happiness and make the most of it. So I don't have this need to flee from it. I don't need to have a way to check out or to make that feeling disappear. I can stay in it and I can feel it and embrace it. And it's given me a great power today, because in that allows me this freedom to be in the moment, to be present. And it's really given me a lot in my life because of that. Again, like I said, this took me a long time to get to this point. And it's something that I hope other people strive for. It's not easy, but it does get better, and it's well worth it. So I think for me, one of my biggest experiences while learning kind of about my feelings was I was lucky enough when I was at treatment to have great counselors that asked the right questions. And it wasn't that they were necessarily hard, but they ultimately were questions that made me search for the answers. So I had this instance where I was having something going on, and I said, I'm not going to that meeting. My counselors, Ken and Kathy, they took me downstairs. They said, well, let's meet for a sec. Let's see what's going on. And they said, what's going on? I said, so-and-so did this. I'm super frustrated. They said, oh, what are you frustrated about? And I said, I just told you, so-and-so did this. And they said, no, what are you frustrated about? And that made me sit and think again about what was going on internally that was allowing me to let these outside things affect me in such a way. And regardless of what it was, whether it was that I felt I wasn't progressing fast enough, I didn't feel like I was getting better, or whatever, maybe it was relationships, I don't remember exactly. But it allowed me to look inside and say, okay, this is how I feel. Something else is going on, and this is just external stuff. This doesn't affect me the way that it is. How can I address this? And then it allowed me to deal with that. So it's asking those important questions. So when we're talking to somebody we care about, hey, how you doing? If the person just leaves it simple like good, that's an easy out question. Follow it up with something. Oh yeah, why do you feel good? What's going on? And then keep that dialogue going. When we're asking people that we legitimately care about and we're asking them a question, it is our job to listen, and to listen with intention, to listen with purpose, to allow them to share with us. And while we're listening, not to be thinking about the next question we're going to ask or what we're going to say next. Listen, take it in, allow them to let it out. Because when they can build that connection with you, more will keep flowing. This is going to build a serious bond. And an important thing to remember when sharing with others and asking and things like that is that it's anonymity. You have to have trust in one another. Don't ever share people's personal stuff with other people in that sense. That's in a personal experience between the two of you, and that's best kept between the two of you. And share that. Allow them to share with you and give them as much feedback as you feel necessary, but the most important thing to do is to listen. And the person will get a lot out of that, I guarantee it. It may not happen immediately, but in the long term, they'll know that they can come to you and it'll bring a lot out of it. So ask the important questions. They don't have to be difficult. They just have to be important. But you have to also remember there's boundaries. Don't pry too much. People will share with you what they're comfortable sharing with you when they're ready. So yeah. For me, I was lucky enough to have the opportunity that I had people that would ask me these questions, challenge me, allow me to feel. Because as I said before, I hadn't done that in so long. The power that it's given me today is hard to describe. I can share openly on things like YouTube or social media or speaking in front of people about my actual feelings, and I can share from my heart. And people will often ask me, do you ever worry, somebody might use that against you or, things like that? I don't. There's nothing that anybody could ever say to me that is true that I haven't beaten myself up for a million times over. You can't say to me, you're a drunk, an addict, you lost everything, you were bad to this person, you did that I'm not aware of. There might be little things, sure, like you could say you're acting like a jerk right now, sure, whatever, but none of those major core things that I haven't destroyed myself for years over. So it's not going to be news to me. I share openly and willingly because I truly believe by sharing gives others the opportunity to now connect with me, and then maybe that will allow them to then share with me. One of the biggest blessings in my life today is that people feel comfortable sharing with me. And when people share with me, that is a gift to me. They do not have to do that. That is a gift that they are giving me because their sharing and their experiences gives me so much hope and inspiration, and I learn so much from it. Not only do I learn about them, but I learn about myself, because whenever I'm listening to somebody, all that I'm trying to do, and this is a very important thing, is relate. To relate to what they're saying. When we're listening, it's never about judgment. It's not a competition. I want to see myself in that position, because at the end of the day, when they're sharing feelings, I've felt those feelings. I know what it feels like to share certain feelings with other people. Obviously, I don't know the experience is the same, but I do know the feelings. I've lived those feelings. And that's a really important thing for me, is to allow that connection to happen. We are in this together. We're not supposed to do this alone, and we're supposed to be connected. And again, like where the world's at right now, there's lots of ways to stay connected. It doesn't need to be physical. There's lots of other ways to stay connected. So it's important. When you're struggling, it's impossible to know when it's time to reach out. Generally speaking, from my personal experience, when I'm struggling, I don't realize I'm struggling till it's over. So in the moment, it's difficult to recognize that. But when I do feel things out of sorts, I know now that I can reach out. I do have a toolbox I can go into. I have people that I can connect with, and finding that connection can usually bring me back to center. So when you're feeling down, reach out. I know it's easier said than done, but reach out. And when you're coming from the other side, you know, like as the friend, reach out to people, check in, see how people are doing, because you care about them. Not because you're worried about them, because you care about them. Find out that they're doing good. Find out that they're having a rough day. That's what we're supposed to do. Care about each other, support one another. At the end of the day, this experience for me, an ever-growing experience for me, has been an amazing experience for myself. I've been able to experience so much more. I've been able to be present for things, and I'm ever evolving. I'm trying to grow in every aspect of my life, trying to learn more, push myself more, and try to be the best person I can be to everyone in my life. I owe so much to so many people in my life, the people that supported me through thick and thin, the people that challenged me at the times I needed to be challenged, and the people that had hope in me and belief in me when I didn't believe in myself. So the least I can do is say how you doing to people that I care about. And I'm sorry to anybody if I feel like I haven't checked in a while. I promise I will. And it means a lot. If I like your photo, I'm checking in, I'm saying hi. So that's what I'll kind of leave you with today. Like I said, mental health's tricky, but this is something that shouldn't just be talked about on a single day. This is something that is affecting the entire world at an alarming rate right now. Addiction issues are skyrocketing. Stay in contact, stay in touch with people, reach out to people. There's lots of resources, and when in doubt, reach out to me. You know, you can hit me up through the website, through the comment section on YouTube, social media, things like that. I'm more than happy to listen if you need somebody to listen, and I have some great resources as well. So just remember, I know it sounds cliche, but you are not in this alone. You were never meant to do it alone. There are people out there. There's people that love you. It will get better. Just keep going. So thanks so much for listening today. To be honest, I was going to do something about cars. Something clicked and I was like, I got to talk about this. So hopefully you can take something away from this. I love everybody so much. Thank you for listening tonight. This is No Bad Days. I'm Ryan. Take care.